Now to a true trailblazer. He spent 3 decades working to change the fashion industry from inside out. As the first black man to become editor-in-chief of British Vogue, Edward Enninful has been championing diversity and inclusion every step of his journey.
And now he is opening up in his most personal project, a new memoir. It's called A Visible Man. And he joins us now to tell us all about it. Edward Enninful, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations on everything. I know you just had a big birthday.
Yes, 50.
50. I'm right behind you.
The big 5-0.
Yeah. I got mine in a couple months, so I need some advice from you. But you married your partner of more than 20 years.
Yes, 20 years together. Wow. Finally did it.
There you go. Congratulations on that. And now you just released your new memoir. So tell us why you wanted to write it.
I mean, you know, when you turn 50, I guess, you know, you start looking back, you start seeing sort of the highs and lows. And for me, it was I needed to show the new generation that when you see people like yourself, like myself, we weren't always here. There was a journey, and, you know, my mistakes, my failures, as well as my successes got me here. So really, it's about that.
The book cover here, the title is one thing. I was going to ask you about what that means when you say a visible man, but also there just seems to be something about this picture. What's going on there? Like there's a peace, there's a serenity over you. Explain the title and that cover.
Well, you know, I'm a black man. I'm gay. I'm working class. I was a refugee. It's all these things that society says makes you invisible. So my whole life has been about challenging these ideas of visibility. So no matter how difficult life was, I always pushed ahead because I wanted to be seen. And as for the cover, it's about serenity. And it's about, you know, I meditate every day, and we were shooting the cover with a wonderful young photographer, Raphael Pavarotti. And he said, "How do you meditate?" So I closed my eyes and...
Wow.
But it's a play on vision. And
Wow. And you mentioned you were a refugee. You were born in Ghana. You came to London as a child, modeling as a teen, and then becoming the youngest ever fashion director at ID Magazine at just 18 years old.
Wow.
You've revolutionized the fashion industry at Vogue, and your success came with its struggles, and you write about those. And tell us some of the things you learned along the way. Obviously, we mentioned it earlier, one of your main goals is to make the fashion industry and the world more inclusive and more diverse.
I mean, for me, you know, we have to live in a world of inclusivity. Everybody has to feel wanted. You know, everybody has to feel like the fashion industry is for them. You know, I came from a background where I wasn't supposed to be here. We had sort of a okay life in Ghana, and next minute we had to flee because there was a political coup. London and England, penniless, broke, 2 bedrooms, 6 kids sharing a room. And it really taught me about fortitude, you know, that if I had made it this far, that anything was possible. And, you know, I've had ailments, I've had, you know, addiction issues, I've had imposter syndrome issues, but I literally tried as best as I could to work through them to be sitting here today. But I just really wanted to show that life is never what it seems. You know, there are problems and you have to face them. And I tried the best I could. Sometimes I succeeded, sometimes I didn't, but I'm here. So.
Something's working. But you also say in the book that being gay means you have to grow up twice. What do you mean by that?
I mean, you know, for a lot of gay people, you have to come out to your family, you know. And then, you know, whatever that comes with, sometimes it's not so great. Sometimes some families are fine with it. And you go out to the gay scene and you think, I have found my tribe. They're going to love me. And then you enter a group who, you know, that's also quite divided, you know. Men with certain tastes, in black men, there's a name, derogatory names. If you like East Asian men, derogatory. So you had to really grow up twice in a whole new world. Really.
Yeah, and in the fashion world, it is all about image and making things look beautiful. And you write about, you mentioned it, you had health struggles, alcoholism, you struggled with addiction, discrimination, racism. I'm curious, how have you navigated all of those things and then prioritized your well-being, getting healthy, living an honest life in such a in a lot of ways, false fashion world?
I mean, I remember, you know, when I was growing up, my parents were like, you have to work twice as hard. You have to work 10 times as hard. So I really spent my teens and my 20s really always work. It didn't matter whether I was ill. It didn't matter that I had, you know, thalassemia or sickle cell. I worked through it. I wouldn't let people know. And life was really about work. You know, my worth was so tied up in work. And then fast forward to 50, and I've now learned to look after myself. Well-being, you know, wellness, you know, meditating, exercising, finishing work at a certain hour. These things are really important. I'm lucky I was able to go all these years, but I'm so happy that I'm able to sort of lead a balanced life now.
Edward, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. A Visible Man, everyone, is available anywhere books are sold. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.